So make sure you put your phone on silent. All right, Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakathum to all the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Ilatah Bahashim Yahushai to all the sisters of Israel. This is the Las Vegas ISUPK Tuesday Brotherhood class. You understand? I'm here, I'm Officer of 50 Rock, and today what we're going to talk about is how to actually have brotherhood. The requirement for brotherhood is essentially your life. And before we actually get into the topic, Trooper, can you tell me why that requirement? What is an example of someone that paid that requirement of brotherhood, of ultimate brotherhood? Yahweh Shai Mashiach, exactly. You understand? Title, hold on, Salaki. Give me one second. Let me make sure this ain't all funky. Okay. Salaki. So the title is Brotherhood Requires Your Life. You understand? And if I may, just really quick, before we actually start getting into the topic and whatnot, getting into what I wanted to bring out, I just ask that y'all like and share these videos on Facebook and YouTube. On YouTube, you know, you got ISUPK Nevada. You know, make sure that you like, share, subscribe our video. Yeah, that's what. And then also, you know, make sure you get on Facebook as well. You know, ISUPK Las Vegas, and make sure you like and share the video and like the Facebook page as well. You understand? So just give me 1 second though. I'm gonna go ahead and share the class myself. You know, it's really important that we all do our part in spreading this word. You understand? There's a brother and or a sister who knows, someone on your friends list, someone that's connected to one of your social media outlets, what have you, you know, that needs to hear this truth. You understand? They need to be cured of their ailments, their worldly ailments. You know, primarily being things like Christianity, Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they in a part of the LGBTQ, what have you. You understand? They need to get help. You understand? And in the ISUPK under Commander General Yahana, you know, it's the only place that anybody on this earth could get that kind of help. But mind you as well, this is only for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? Why is this thing? I do not like technology, man. It's not letting me go on the thing. I always have a hard time with Facebook. All right, while I get this situated though, if there's any questions online or in the classroom, Trooper, you got any questions? See, it's not letting me share the post though. I'll deal with that later then, doggone it. All right. So where we're gonna start off today is we're gonna go into the book of 2 Maccabees. And we're gonna start off at chapter 6. You know, Lord allow, I'd like to read over both chapters. You understand? Both of these chapters, if I may, you know, these are some of my favorite stories that is in the Bible. And the reason for these two chapters being, the Maccabees is just a heavy book, period, both 1 and 2. But I chose to do 6 and 7 today because of, you know, like just the brotherhood that you can get out of reading those two chapters. You understand? Where, of course, Yahushua Mashiach came onto the scene, knowing what it was that he was, destined to, give his life for the nation. You understand? But in the Maccabees in chapter 6 and 7, you got these brothers that just, and a sister as well, that give their life because they just refuse to transgress the law, because they refuse to, or because they fear the Most High that much. You know what I'm saying? But also, to stay on topic with the theme of today being the Brotherhood class, you understand? They was doing that for the brother that was behind it. They gave their life to, keep themselves from being undefiled, to be an example to the brother behind them. You understand? And of course, we're gonna get into that in the book. So try and read or watch it and see if it'll still at least let me watch the comments. As of right now, this thing is tripping. All right. So second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 1 is where we're gonna start. Let me get there myself. Lock here. Okay. Now, mind you, as well, going into this, the stories that we were about to read about with these brothers and this sister, these stories are here for us to read, for us to understand that, for one, our lives ain't for us. You understand? Our lives are for the brothers and our sisters to the left and to the right and behind us. And also, it's our lives are just for the will of the Most High. You understand? And to think that, the Bible is nothing but, just these happy ending stories from cover to cover isn't necessarily the case, because there are stories like this that we're about to read where, it really goes on. Real quick, pull that precept, gird up that loins real quick before we actually go into the. Oh, I got your phone. You know what? Go ahead and use it on this one. I got no dog. Go ahead and look up that precept. But what was I saying? Salaki. These two books, these two chapters really go into just how your life ain't necessarily, just for yourself. It's for the brotherhood, and it's not all about having a happy ending in the end. You understand? Because you know what? When you got an example like Yahushua Mashiach, who gave his life for his entire nation, when, mind you, just like anybody else, everybody wants to live their life, have a full old life, grow gray hairs and everything, and just do what they want essentially. But Yahushua knew he had to do what needed to be done, do what the will of the Most High. You understand? And you'll see that again in these two chapters that we're going to read. You understand? Because you know what? These brothers knew and understood that their life was not more important than the law, than what the Most High's will was, or essentially, the brotherhood. You understand? You got that? Okay. Yeah, go ahead and read it when you got it.
The book of Job, chapter 38, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Gird up now thy loins like a man,
for
I would demand of thee, and answer thou me.
So gird up thy loins like a man. Man, get ready to lace up your boots. Because you know what? the Most High might ask you to answer him with your life, where you have to give your life for the brotherhood. You understand? For your brothers and sisters, just like he had his will was for Yahweh to give up his life. You understand? There's many of brothers, many of sisters that had to give up their life for the sake of, for the Most High's will. You understand? So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. First, Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 1.
Second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 1. Not long after the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers, and not to live after the laws of God.
So not long after this king sent an old man of Athens. So there's a king, I believe his name, man, you know how to turn that off. So you don't, I mean, if you got to move your phone and everything, then just leave it alone. But you keep getting text messages and whatnot. All right, don't sweat, no sweat, no sweat. So not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers. So this is a king, you know what I'm saying, that goes, that's grabbing a Jew, you know, a man of the tribe, from a man of Israel, Salakia, to essentially start persuading the other Israelites to drop the customs and, you know, the customs of Israel. So in other words, to stop following the law, statutes, and commandments, to stop following after the Most High God. You understand? Go ahead and read on, Salaki.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem.
And to pollute also the temple of Jerusalem, our holy place, to make it filthy. You understand? Go ahead.
And to call it the temple of Jupiter.
Olympias.
Olympias.
There you go.
And that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place.
So essentially, this king is trying to all change what our holy temple was in Jerusalem. Oh, you didn't set them chairs like I told you. Yeah, go ahead and get on there. That's why. So essentially, this king was wanting to change our holy temple, Salakia, to be a temple and a place of worship for them to worship their own God. Now, I mean, just off the rip, if that don't tell you just how wicked them people are, it in itself, because mind you, this is taking place in Greece. You understand? That's where Athens is. You understand? And so these, you know, that lets you know that, you know, who was ruling in Greece, the so-called white man. That was his kingdom. You know what I'm saying? At that time, at the time of the Maccabees, that was his kingdom. And just like even today, how the so-called white man has always just made it his mission to, you know, defile our people, our holy places, everything that we hold sacred. I mean, hell, that's why you don't, you know, that's why so-called blacks has gone from being African American to blacks, Negroes, colored, niggas. What else? Did I say Afro? What was it? Yeah, Afro American, right? What other names? The point is we have no identity because we just been polluted, like, you know, that much that we can't even identify who we are. You understand? And that's the same exact thing with the Hispanics and the Native Americans. You understand? I mean, Native American, like, first and foremost, according to the, you know, to the scriptures, the land that we are in, it's not even called America according to the Bible. This is the land of Azeroth, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's Azeroth. You understand? But so go ahead and read on. Verse 3. Yeah, there you go.
The coming of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people.
It was sore and grievous. Why do y'all think it was sore and grievous to the people? Go ahead.
Because that's the most high, temple, land, and all that stuff.
Okay.
So they're desecrating that land that they worship and that they care for.
Right.
there.
Okay. Sis, you want to give it a shot? Oh, we're at the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, and right now we have verse 3. Sis. Yeah, let me know when you're there. We'll wait for you. Matter of fact, we'll go ahead and read it from the top. Let me know when you're there. We'll read from verse 1. The other sister coming? Huh? No sweat. Yeah, you weren't here when we first kicked off. Did you have any questions? No, no sweat. Are you there? All right, go ahead and read it from verse 1.
2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers, and not to live after the laws of God.
Uh-huh.
Verse 2. And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and that in garrison of Jupiter the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place.
Mm-hmm.
The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people.
So now what my question is why do you think that this mischief was sore and mischief to the people? Now, first and foremost, do you understand what people this mischief was even being sore and grievous upon? I'm telling you, go ahead.
Like the Israelites?
Right. So it's the Israelites. So why do you think that mischief was sore and grievous in the first place?
Because it, I would say because it went against everything that they were taught.
Okay, so it went against everything that they were taught. And what does that mean for Israelites in the first place when they have to carry, whenever the Israelites throughout the scriptures do anything that goes against what the Most High had intended in the first place, where they're doing, what does it mean when when their actions, the way that they conduct themselves is grievous unto themselves? Go ahead, Sid. Okay, so they're sinning, but give me more though. Go ahead.
Transgressing against the law.
Okay, but so that's what sin is the transgression of the law. But what's making it grievous though? What makes our lives grievous as Israelites? Okay, so you said we transgress the law. Okay, so is like that just the cutoff with that? Like that's all that makes us, our lives grievous just because we just sin it? Go ahead.
I was gonna say because then we get oppressed.
Okay. Right? It is because we end up getting oppressed, but why do we get oppressed? There's something that you're missing in between us transgression and sinning, and then you jump to us being oppressed. Go ahead.
Well, we get oppressed because we are transgressing against the law, which the Most High gets mad at us for.
It provokes His anger, right? And so because we provoke the Most High God's anger, it pushes us into like what you said, oppression, or just the simple fact that we lose our identity. Because look at us today here in America. I mean, didn't we provoke Him to anger for Him to push us into oppression under the so-called white man here in America? Isn't that what happened? Right? Because of what we did with our, what our forefathers had done, what we did before, because we didn't want to hearken unto the Most High God's words, correct? So that's what happened, right? Go ahead and read verse 4.
Verse 4.
Now, this is going to let you know what was going on inside the temple. Go ahead. That they were defiled. Now, mind you as well, this is the temple of the holy temple of the Israelites in Jerusalem. You understand? Go ahead, Salaki.
For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, and besides that brought in things that were not lawful.
Now, mind you as well, Where did I just say that all of this was taking place? That they were rioting and reveling in where? There was rioting and reveling by the Gentiles. Where was the Gentiles doing this rioting and reveling? Go ahead. In the temple. Now, what's the definition of rioting? So what were they doing when it says that they were rioting in the temple? Go ahead. Y'all look confused. Y'all look like y'all not sure what rioting means. So what y'all think we should do? All right. So yeah, go ahead and jump on that. Salaki says, so we at the second book of Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 1. We started from verse 1 right now. We just finished verse 4. But we're gonna read the whole chapter of chapter 6 and chapter 7. Now, before we get that definition, did you have any questions? You have no questions? All right, no sweat. You got that definition? All right, go ahead. What is rioting?
Right. A violent disturbance of the peace by a crowd.
So that's letting you know right now, off the rip, in that temple, we had peace. There was peace in that temple. Because mind you as well, like I had said, this was a holy temple unto the Most High God. You understand? This was something sacred unto us. You understand? But these Gentiles came in with violence and disturbed that peace with violence. Now it says reveling. Who can tell me what reveling is? If you ain't sure, then you know what you need to do. It's spelled Revelling. You go ahead. You can face that kind of towards y'all and then kick on this fan. I know it's warm in here. Go ahead, Trooper.
Revel. Enjoy oneself in a lively and noisy way, especially with drinking and dancing.
So now, mind you, again, where are these Gentiles rioting and reveling at? In the temple, right? They're doing this in the temple. Now they're already being violent because that's that's part of the definition of rioting. But reveling, they enjoying what they doing. So that rioting is a joyous reveille, essentially. You understand? They enjoying what they doing when they tearing up the doggone place. It's fun to them, tearing up our sacred places. Y'all understand? And hell, just look at all throughout history with so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You think that they felt bad when they was desecrating the Holy Land, the holy sacred places in North America when they was stealing the land from the Gadites, the North Americans? You think they really felt bad about that? Or when they was desecrating the land in South America with the Mayans and the Aztecs? They didn't care. They enjoyed it. They loved destroying your stuff. They love it so much they still continue to do it today with your namesake, with who you are, with your identities. You understand what I'm saying? That's why the last time we had gotten a new that the so-called black man had even gotten a new identity, a new name to be known by the world by was what? Is it African American is the newest one, or is it just being black? I believe it's actually African American. I'm older than the term African American. I'm about to come up on my 28th spring. And what? African American, that's been a term that's only been around for about like 21, maybe 22 years tops. I'm older than that. Hell, the Trooper, my little brother, is older than that. We've been alive longer than we've actually been called African Americans. You understand? And they enjoy the fact of the fact that we cannot come to our true identity, and they keep us broken down. Y'all get what I'm saying? So to riot and to revel. So what does that mean? What were they doing? What were the Gentiles doing when you go from the definition of what riot and reveling was, who can tell me what exactly they was doing? Go ahead, Trooper.
Enjoying being violent, dancing around, being violent.
They was recklessly partying. You know, just like what was that a couple years back when the Philadelphia Eagles won the doggone Super Bowl, and they turned the city upside down with rioting. They was reveling, lighting cars on fire, busting the building. Like, why are you doing that? And you know who was doing that, right? You know it wasn't no niggas doing it. It wasn't no Hispanics doing it. Who was doing it? These Greeks these Greek Gentiles that we reading about right now. Because y'all gotta understand as well, and we'll do a breakdown again in the future on regeneration. But a nation regenerates just like a person regenerates. You understand? Greece, Rome is here all over again. You understand what I'm saying? Egypt is here all over again, and it's being conducted by Rome, just like what Rome did back in the ancient times. How, you know, the Romans basically conducted themselves just like how the Egyptians did. They oppressed their people just like how the Egyptians did. You understand? But they just twisted it up. You know, they put their white man spin on it. They put that oppressive spin on it. You understand? It's the same exact thing today. You understand? Go ahead and no, but what's another thing that should stand out in that verse though? Wow. What's something that should really stand out in that verse? So mind you, we got on the fact that they're rioting and reveling in our holy temple. But what else were they doing in there that should really stand out, sis?
They were sleeping with force.
They in there having orgies, having sex with whores, doing all sorts of manner of just nastiness in a sacred, clean place unto us. Y'all understand? Like, this is how wicked these doggone oppressors are in the first place. All right. Now that last verse, who can break down, or not that last verse, but that last line of that verse, who can break that down for me? Where it says, and besides that, brought in things that were not lawful. What were those things that were not lawful? Go ahead, sis.
Like
unclean food. And, I mean, hell, anything that you can bring into the temple that was against the law. It's just that simple. If it wasn't supposed to be in the law, or it wasn't supposed to be in the temple, if it wasn't supposed to be done, whether it was a thing that you brought in or an action that you brought in, that you conducted in that temple, the Gentiles did it. Defile our sacred place. Y'all understand? All right, go ahead and read on.
Verse 5. The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbidden.
What do you think is a profane thing that this verse is speaking about? Now, this is, mind you, this is on the altar. All right. What profane things do you think was done on that altar that the law forbade? Just think about some of the things that the law forbids. Now, mind you as well, they already over there having sex with harlots. So what, you know, to take it a step further, what else do you think they probably doing in there? On our altar of that temple. Take a stab at it. Go ahead. Man, it was having orgies. They was probably doing some, I'm not sure what we're allowed to say, some sodomite crap on that altar. You know, sacrificing swine on that altar, doing whatever the hell they want. You understand? They was just making that as filthy as possible, that sacred place. You understand? What you hold sacred, just think of the fact that how blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, how they actually hold family. How dear we hold family. Oh, it's lucky. Hey, Shalom of the Christ. You said, Wait, hold on. Where you at? Hold on. All right. Con, sir. All right, so I'm okay. Con, sir, I'm teaching class right now. Go ahead and just clip it. All right, I'm on my way, sir. All right, so I'm okay. All right, so Lockheed, we just had an emergency that just came up. We will continue this class on a later date. So with that, Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatham to all the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Ilatham Bahashem Yahushua to all the sisters. With that, Shalom.